I'm gonna make so much money from all my clients. I don't have clients. Sound familiar? If you're a freelance creative, whether you're a freelance writer or a graphic designer or a web developer, you've probably experienced this scenario at some point. You might be really good at the service you provide, and that's amazing. That's really important. But if you don't know how to go out and land clients, you're never gonna make any money. Let's talk about how you can get more clients as a freelance creative without using sites like Upwork and Fiverr. If you haven't yet, go check out this video to learn why, if you are using these sites, you need to stop. All right, how to get clients, let's go. Method number 1, cold pitching. This is where you reach out to a brand that you've never spoken to before, you have no prior relationship, and you basically say to them, hey, I'm interested in working with you, can we talk more? Cold pitching is a broad term. You can cold pitch anywhere. You can do it over Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Personally, I built my agency on the back of cold emailing. I've got tons of videos on cold emailing, so I'm gonna drop some of those links in the description below. One thing to keep in mind with cold pitching is that while it absolutely works, it's a lot more of a numbers game. And this is because you're reaching out to total strangers. And generally, these strangers are already getting a lot of cold pitches every single day. So that's why it's more of a numbers game. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just something to be aware of. If you send 5 cold pitches and you're like, well, my work here is done, that's cute, but no. So that was cold pitching. Let's get into our second method for landing clients as a freelance creative. This comes with a huge warning, so let me get through all of this before you make any moves. I said earlier that you should avoid using sites like Upwork and Fiverr to find jobs as a freelancer. So job boards, bidding sites, no. But we can get a little creative here. The one redeeming quality that these websites have, and I do mean the one redeeming quality, is that they tell you who's hiring. So you can go on these websites, see who's hiring, who's looking for someone like you, and contact them outside of that platform. You do not want to mention to these people where you originally found them, and here's why. One of the reasons that job boards and bidding sites are the devil is because they lead to freelancers being horrifically underpaid. The thing though is that sometimes these clients don't realize that they are underpaying these professionals. They just think that they're finding a service for really cheap, they're getting a good deal. So you're going to contact them outside of the website, let's say by email, and tell them what you do and what you can offer them and all of the amazing benefits that you have to offer and how you can help them solve their problems. And you're doing this with the intention of striking up a relationship so that you can ultimately sell them your services. I did use this method earlier in my career with success. It did bring me new clients, so it is worth trying.
Hi.
I love you.
Thank you. But the third method I've got for you is by far my favorite because it has brought me the most consistent results, and not just me, my students in Revenue Spark, and that is combining LinkedIn with warm emailing. You want to start the relationship with the lead on LinkedIn by reaching out to an employee that works for the company that you want to pitch. Then you take the conversation to email. This is not cold emailing because we've already warmed up the lead on LinkedIn. They're no longer a cold lead, they're a warm lead. So it's warm emailing. So here's how it works. You'll get on LinkedIn, you'll add the lead as a connection, you send them a very casual message saying that you're interested in working with them, and you ask for their email address so that you can talk about it more. There are a couple of reasons that this works so well. First of all, LinkedIn is a really cool hybrid of a platform. It's not all social media, but it's not all business. It's this really beautiful in-betweener that allows you, it makes it appropriate and okay to reach out to total strangers and strike up a conversation that eventually segues into talking about business. Plus, your leads are receiving far fewer messages on LinkedIn compared to the emails that they're getting in their inbox. So while a cold email is very likely to be buried and never seen, which is again why cold emailing is a numbers game, if you send someone a message on LinkedIn, you're far likelier to be seen there. That's why we start the relationship on LinkedIn, and then we take it to email because we can have more of a genuine, authentic conversation there. You can send samples, you can talk more about your services, you can learn more about their goals, and importantly, we can track email opens, when and how many times a lead opens your email, way better, way more precisely than we can on LinkedIn. You can do this with a free Gmail tool called Streak. I talk about it in this video, so go check that out. The link is in the description below. It's a cool little ninja trick my students and I like to use. When it comes to getting more clients as a freelance creative, there are a few key things I want you to remember. 1, reach out to more people than you think you need. 2, quality is as important as quantity. So don't reach out to so many people that you're starting to sacrifice the quality of these relationships and these conversations for the sake of numbers. 3, be picky. When it comes to landing clients, you don't want to work with everyone because everyone isn't going to be a great fit for you. Get specific, get targeted. When it comes to who you choose to do business with, it pays to be picky. If you want to work side by side with me to land your next high-paying client, then I invite you to join my January 2021 challenge, where I will be working with a small group of professionals to help them land their next client in 4 weeks. If you're interested in learning more about this program, book a time on my calendar using the link below and we'll schedule a call. Please give this video a thumbs up to help my content rise to the top of YouTube, and I'll catch you in the next video.